Hi, I'm KK, and today I want to talk to you about the future of the indie boutique beauty industry. So that's those of you who own salons and spas, or you represent or have created a product and you're an independent operator, you're not necessarily backed by a large company, or you have a little bit of investment and then still running a pretty tight ship, a small team. I think it's really important up front to acknowledge that it's been kind of tough as a beauty business owner. Unlike some other industries that I tend to work with, the fitness industry and the wellness industry, there's been a lot of great pivots in that area, but I really clear on the fact that in the beauty industry, it's felt a little bit like crickets. What can I do? What can I offer and do so outside of the realm of my four walls? And the great news about what I want to share today is that, well, you're wrong. There are so many things that you can share that you don't have to be one-on-one in person with a client. So that's the first thing. It's great to be wrong in this case. But the second thing is, I think it's really important to acknowledge the use of technology as something that many of us have kind of overlooked or honestly thought that was improbable, especially given the fact that you're typically an independent owner, or you're a one woman, one man show, and have a very small team. So just up front, I want you to know that technology is your friend. That's everything from the booking software that you use if you have clients in person, or it can be technology that allows you to do something like this, to have one-on-one consultations, to have the ability to get to know clients in a virtual space, and then subsequently, convert them into buying your product or getting your services at a later date, or getting your services in a virtual manner. I mean, I'm a big enthusiast in the beauty industry, and so I love anything and everything DIY as much as I love going to get my hair done, as much as I love getting a facial. The control freak in me also says that there's something really important about the client journey and what's changed. And I think what's been changing for a lot longer than the last few months is that clients want to be more in control, right? They want to have a better understanding of how they can be proactive in their looks, how they can be proactive in their self-care and their wellness. And I think this is where, as beauty owners, you can have a lot of role to play. So if you have a product, for instance, I'm sure there's been a lot of temptation to cut the price, run as many sales as you can, and trust me, I know because I've seen it. And as much as I love a good discount code, guys, you cannot cut your price forever, because essentially when you cut your price, you're cutting your profit and your margins, and you need that to be successful and have more money in your purse and to be able to grow these products and lines. So the first thing I want to say is it's not always just about throw a discount, throw a sale, and hopefully things will get back to normal. I think really important element is if you have a tangible product is being very clear on who your target client is. So no more, I call it spray and pray, right? You say anything to anyone, you get the word out there about your product, and you pray to God that someone saw that needed it, and then they bought it. That's not the version of sales and marketing that I would probably recommend at this point. But instead, it's really honing in on specifically who that clientele that has been buying and that maybe has repurchased, really important element of your business, and understanding them to the level that you may have never understood them before, so you can find more of them even now, and that you can help the people that are needing your business, needing your product, help them to find you and to quickly figure out that you have something they need so they can make a purchase. And so some tangible aspects of this can be using technology on your website and making sure that you're readily available for it. I'll give you an example. Specifically what I'm thinking of is having something like a web chat service, or having a place where someone can get a one-on-one virtual consultation. But there is nothing more frustrating than going to a website, being excited or interested about a product or even a device, something like that. And then I'm like, great, I want to meet whoever it is that can help me to use it more effectively, or that can give me an idea of how I can use it, should I purchase it? And then they're booked out 3 weeks. Kind of defeats the process and does not give the client, I think, that sense of, you value their business, you're there for them in case they need you, and then more importantly, that you take your business really seriously. You know, there's something to be said for being an indie operator, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that because you've run on probably really tight teams for a long time, it's important now more than ever to invest in the business, invest in the growth that you desire. And that means that you've been probably, or sometimes, hoping for more organic growth, knowing that we live in a world of pay to play. So another aspect that I would probably recommend you do is run ads, but make sure that your ads are strategic. Once again, don't just run ads to any female or male over 18 in the United States, because that will be hella expensive and actually not beneficial to your end goal, which is conversion and sales. But instead, my recommendation is, again, pinpointing that target client, finding where they are. And hey, quick hint, those clients are not always in one place, and they're not always on the platform you think. And so being really clear about where those clients live, play, operate, and reaching them there can be a really important aspect of your growth and your being able to get the word out, I think, a lot faster and with a lot more scale, even when you're independent. And so now my business owners that are working in the beauty space, that maybe you're an esthetician or you own a spa or salon or massage studio or anything like that, I think it's really pivotal at this point to consider your pricing and consider what you can offer online and virtually. I know that seems really simple in theory, but difficult to execute on. But I found that so many times, regardless of where you are in the nation or in the world, we've kind of hit a place where we believe we'll just give a bunch of like free content out there or a bunch of information, but not really be assertive about what we can do now. And so this is where I really recommend you get away from everything being free and just trying to be in front of the customer, because I think people have really seen through that, like the sharing and the oversharing that we've seen in the last couple of months. It's a lot, and it's not always like quality versus quantity. So I would say that's the first step, is to really consider like, what can we share that is a high quality service, high quality content, and high quality information. And from there, determining what aspects of your business that you can replicate virtually. This is where it takes some real, honestly, resilience and creativity. It may not be easy to offer the services that you typically offer, within a four-wall environment online. But I will say that there's one thing that you all have that most business owners, especially in the spaces that I work with, fitness and wellness and beauty, that they're dying for, which is your clients are so close to you. Think about hairstylists, think about massage therapists, people who run holistic businesses. One of my favorites is infrared sauna. You guys get to know your clients at such a deep level because you see them really frequently, and you're so much higher touch than, say, a fitness studio. So what that means is you have this really close connection to your clients. I mean, hey, I really miss my hairstylist these days, to be honest. It's looking okay, but it could look a lot better. And so for me, I know that, statistically, as an expert, 90% of clients in the brick and mortar business space for beauty, they're very connected and they're willing to support you any way that they can. So whether that's selling retail or offering a DIY consultation or service, because we know that right now it may be difficult to be in touch, like physically, but it's not difficult to be in touch virtually. That was good. And so I think it's something that you can grow within, and honestly, it's something you could and should leverage when your doors reopen for good. In fact, some really big retailers are practicing this right now, and they're showing the viability of it. They're showing their shareholders what an exciting time it is to be in the beauty space because of that close connection to the client, knowing that the client will essentially follow anything you say as long as it gives them the outcome they're looking for, like getting rid of grays, for instance. So I think that there's just so many elements of your business that can be creative and that can be out of the box, and there's a lot of forgiveness that's given because clients are aware that although you're typically higher touch and much more hands-on in person, that there are some really cool things that you can do from a virtual perspective to help you to grow. So I guess I buried the lead by letting you all know that I believe the future of our industry is not just brick and mortar, it's not just product, it truly is online. So that's everything from embracing selling retail and e-commerce at a higher level than we have before. And if you've been doing that, then it's doing so in a way that still creates a two-way connection with your clients. And then secondly, it's utilizing tools that we have at our fingertips to really maintain those client relationships. So yeah, you may be giving up a couple $100s of a massage session that you could have had with a client, but if that's not possible and may not be probable for some time, I'm willing to believe clients love this concept of learning from the experts. So with that, I think there's a real opportunity to grow, thrive, and really embrace this new normal for as long as we have it.